Decabrista says, Dom is balding, LS is molding, and dGon is coping. Well, at least I've got hair. Hey everyone, welcome to dGon vs. Commenters for episode 12 of Facecheck. Man, this season has gone on for quite some time, but we're almost there at the end. Only one more weekend of action, and y'all didn't bring the heat this time. A lot of short comments. I don't know, no dissertations from anyone being angry. I guess it's good, because I had fun on the episode. Hope you did too. Captain Zoloff says, LS stares into my soul every episode lately. Like, chill, man. I already like Chovy. That's right. Gotta get converted to the Church of Chovy, with the congregation of LS. Pastor LS out here preaching. LS has been using the camera less right now, and I think that's fine. Maybe we'll get him back to it, but I think the show still has the same essence regardless. Let us know what you think in the chat, though, in the comments. Bugs DeLang says, 100 Thieves Subway. Trademark that one, Papa. Hey, that's right, Papa Smithy. All it takes is 3 $5 footlongs, and it's all yours. And maybe an LCS championship. Why don't you deliver us one of those too? All right, so we had 2 commenters notice the change that we made this week. Fat Child Cookie said, gold star for the guy who uploaded this so fast. And Jim Johnson said, we're early. They needed to get this off their chest. That's true. We got this uploaded same day. That was the first time we've done it here on the VENN Esports channel. It was a change that LS, Dom, and myself wanted to make to get it out to you all earlier. So make sure to hit that subscribe button for us. Thanks. Marer Valint says, sorry if I butchered it. Honestly, I don't know why I'm surprised that Demonte got his spot robbed by Tommyboy. The team's name is literally 100 Thieves. That's a good one. Yeah, I think that's always going to be the question. Why were we surprised? Ryoma came back in, played the mages, did his best, just wasn't able to get them over the line. I think we've beat this horse enough. They had a very distinct playstyle with Demonte. It was great watching them kind of perfect that, but I think when you only have that main style of play, that can get shut down if the meta doesn't fit it. Seraphim says, the way Dom yells, Tommy, what are you doing? I died of laughter. I don't even know how I'm typing this comment since I'm currently dead.
All right, I kind of like what they're doing so far. Just throwing skills at them, clearing out the enemy vision, not letting them walk in for free. Tommy, what are you doing? Why did he do this, man? Like, I just don't understand.
Man, we thank goodness again for Joe setting up the system that we have to have the replays up, because there's no way that play doesn't happen and that reaction doesn't happen without being able to rewatch the play. And so again, poor Tommyboy, you can see what he was thinking, but you know, that's what makes Dom so great. Gerjon or Gerjon or Garçon dGon said, LS getting mad about the 26 unique picks and Dom's reaction, banger. When LS was bringing that up, I honestly thought that he was saying, oh, well, 26 out of 50 possible picks, right? I thought he was only talking about picks, not picks and bans. A series only having 3 swapped out champions is kind of ridiculous and lame and sad. So yeah, that was a surprise to me too. That was, normally I'm the one that brings out the fact of the day or the banger of a trend, but LS bringing that one up was pretty cool, and that's why I love doing this show. Zero UA says, what do we want more? C9 to go to MSI and probably still get destroyed, or Dom go bald and we got more TSM subreddit content? As one, you know, me and Dom, we've got that Latino thick hair, you know, so I think if he goes bald, he'll be okay, but I don't know if we want to see bald Dom. It's kind of scary. I guess we got to see it earlier. Thanks, staff. Also, I don't think Cloud9 will get destroyed, right? I think Cloud9 has been head and shoulders a team at the top that has been getting better, and I would be excited to see them go out there and take a game or two off of the top teams, the tier 1 teams, and take care of business against the tier 2 teams. That's something that NA struggled with in international play for such a long time. Not only trying to steal wins from top teams, but make sure you beat the wild card teams, the other tier 2s and the tier 3 teams. So I think the best shot for us to do so is with Cloud9, and I think they'll be fine. Stephen Mount says, Doublelift said it correctly when he pointed out that Someday wasn't even putting down correct vision for himself in game 1 and got cut out 3 separate times within 3 minutes due to that. And Joao Brito says, 100 Thieves was bound to get exposed someday. Oh, obrigado for that funny one there, Joao. I think, I tried to bring this up on the episode, right? I said, hey, Dom, how much of this is on 100 Thieves not being able to play this comp, and how much of this is actually on Someday? And he gave strong pushback that this was the team not knowing how to play around the Fed Jace. I think game 1 was Someday's fault with the misplays, as Stephen Mount has said, as Doublelift has said. And then game 2 was, hey, he was big enough and they just didn't know how to properly yo-yo them around the map, right? Whenever you see a 4-1 or a 1-3-1 executed great, it's so awesome to see just the opposing team being forced one side to the other side, trying to get vision, trying to set up picks, and the team that has the agency clearly using it. And we just never get to see that in NA. And if there was someone that could have done it, I think Someday and his prowess should have been able to do that. And that's something that they should have been able to practice. And so I think in game 1, when the team was doing well, when he had the early lead, and then he just throws it away like that, I think that's something that you got to call out. And it's really weird to call out these top tier players when they're making very clear mistakes, but like Someday didn't play that well. And again, right, it could be a team like feeding him wrong information or whatnot, but that didn't feel like it. That just felt like, hey, you're trying too hard to kill Huni and you're pushing the envelope and getting punished. Along the Someday theme, Eyes Like Ocean's music, that's interesting, says, it pisses me off. Oh, that's what pisses you off? It pisses me off that NA buys super talent like Someday and then lets him waste away on garbage teams. Would have loved to see him on C9, TL, TSM over the years. There was a time when I was still managing over Golden Guardians, when he was on 100 Thieves, that he was very sad. I think we beat them. It was one of our, 3 wins? And he was so sad. He was the saddest. And I was like, dang, he's thinking, I left LCK Glory. I was one of the best top laners in the best league in the world for this. Get beaten by this team. And I really thought that he would have been open to moving. But I think that he is a player that needs to feel the TLC, the tender love care, to perform at his best. Kind of like Huni, but I think Huni is less resilient to it, or less needs it less now. I think he's veteran-like enough to just be like, yeah, I'm just gonna play whatever. Whereas I think Someday needs to feel the love, and 100 Thieves does a fantastic job of doing that with their players, especially the ones that they want to build around. And that was the only player from this rebuild. So I think that is why he ended up staying for such a long time. And it does stink, but I think it goes back to this series. He was put in a position to carry. He was put on the Jace to be, global Jace and not just NA Jace, and he NA Jaced it. So it's tough when you see those things, the what if, but when you have that opportunity to take down one of the big dogs and etch your name in the echelons of LCS champions, you gotta take it. And 100 Thieves were unable to do that. So I guess we'll see what happens with Someday. I am confident he'll return back to form, but man, it would have been cool to see like TSM Someday. That would have been with Bjergsen and Doublelift. Oh, what a roster. What a roster. Stick Zero says, Dom has turned into such an LPL fanboy, he can't stop talking about it, XD. Well, I turned on LPL recently. I was up late one night watching my friend Munchables, and their gameplay is just so much better. It's so much higher level. It's like watching college football and the NFL, right? College football's great, there's a lot of movement, but not every player in that game is like just a beast and would run over normal humans. That's what the NFL's like. That's what the LPL's like, right? They're constantly thinking about how to outplay, and they're thinking about how their opponent is going to outplay and how they're going to outplay that, right? And then, hey, we're just trying to get the waves lined up correctly. We're just trying to auto attack and land our skill. And maybe we're thinking about how we outplay the opponent, but not how do we outplay the opponent's outplay to my outplay, right? And so I think when you get some of that and you're like, yeah, like that's league, that's the level that I'm used to thinking of the mental mind games. You want to talk about it. It's exciting. And again, we'll see what happens at the global event at MSI, but I think it's something to highlight, something to aspire to, because that is what NA has always wanted to be, the developmental region that's growing. Right? Go back to the first MSI when they had all the different clouds and smoke and characterizations of the regions. I think that was MSI 2016 in China, where NA was like the dude with the sword. And like the narrator was like, always like beaten but never broken, coming back stronger, whatever. It was like an aspirational thing. We're supposed to grow into slaying the dragon. That was the LCK, right? And we just never did. We never grew to that spot, and it feels like we find other ways to stay complacent. So I think that, again, this year with this format, the amateur circuit, and kind of, again, exposing some of these academy teams and proving grounds that are getting beaten by amateur teams will hopefully lead to teams then pulling the trigger and swapping out parts that need to move, that are clear need to move, right? Because I think teams are built based off of like, hey, this is the identity, and there really aren't very many interchangeable pieces, whereas you need to just be able to be like, hey, look, I am swapping this out. I am making a change here, and hopefully this will add to our team and not completely change the structure of our team. Very much like Ryoma and Damonte. That changed the whole team. But if you could just get if you had Ryoma and then you had a better Ryoma, like a better mage player, say you had like a Power of Evil or someone like that ready to go, I think that would be an interesting take.
Hi, I'm dGon, esports expert across multiple titles. If you want to be as suave and smart as me, click subscribe, watch these videos, and try your best to keep up.